As you know, I'm Kineton the Genius, and today we are going to continue with lesson 9 of our R tutorial for data science and machine learning, and we are going to just get started. Meanwhile, this is what we are going to be covering: multiple linear regression. I'm going to end this presentation and let's get started. So let me clean up. Control L cleans up here, and dev dots off. I clear the plots. All right. So please subscribe to my channel. Just a reminder, if you've not subscribed, so that you get updates when I make new lessons. So just click on the subscribe button. In that way, you kind of motivate me to continue making these lessons. So now let's talk about how to do linear regression, multiple regression. So we are trying to determine the coefficients of this function. So we have three x1, x2, x3, three features, and we have one output. So basically, I'm just going to show you the data set. So this is the data set we are going to use. This is an ads campaign on radio, TV, radio, and newspaper. I want to determine how is TV, radio, and newspaper affected by sales. How is amount spent in TV, radio, and newspaper ads, how do they affect the sales? So for now, let's copy everything and let's take it over to R. If you don't have this data set, you can actually use another data set. So the principle or the procedure is the same. Or if you need this particular data set, you can just leave me a comment. So what I'm going to do now is to import this data set. So I'm going to call it reg data. Reg data, regression data is equal to, of course, you can use any name you want. So you can say read.table. So you need to specify that this data you want to use is in the clipboard. So just say clipboard, okay? And also specify the separation to be tab. And then finally say header is equal to true. The reason we are saying header is equal to true is because we also copied the header. So let me just make sure. So you can see we copied the header, this tree. So I actually, I deliberately left out the serial number because we don't need it. All right, so if I hit enter on the keyboard, we have the data has been transferred. How do I know this data is here now? I can just say head, reg data, and you can see that it has what we want. If I wanted to do linear regression, it's very easy, and actually multiple regression is easy as well. So the next thing we want to do is to create a regression object. So I'm going to say, or before I create the regression object, let's create a regression object. So let's call it link object. You can use any name you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Link object is equal to, now you are going to use a function called lm. You are going to specify reg data. Now we are trying to say the sales, and we are trying to see how sale is affected by. So you are going to use this tilde symbol. Now take note that I'm attaching the name of the data set to the names of the columns. So you see radio as well. But to avoid doing all of this, we can just do something like, we can say attach reg data. So that will make it possible for us to use the columns without having to attach the name of the data set. So I can easily say link object equal to lm. So this one in here, don't worry about it because I've done it before, so that's why it's giving me this warning. So I'm going to say sales tilde. So I'm going to check how it's affected by newspaper, radio, and TV. Newspaper plus, so you need to use a plus sign, radio, and TV. All right. So this multiple linear regression object has been created. Now what we are going to do is to now say line object. So now we can see the intercept, the coefficient for newspaper, radio, and TV. So now applying this to the function we have, we can just write it the way it is. So we can say y equal to beta 0 is the intercept. So we can say 2.94 plus beta 1 is newspaper. So actually it should be minus 0.001 n is for newspaper, or let's call it np, plus beta 2 is radio. Of course, you can change the order of all of these things. So it's 0.19 rd for radio, plus TV is 0.046 TV. All right. So I can just underline them so that you be able to separate them. So what does it mean? It means that sales, which is Y, is affected by all this much units of adverts placed on newspaper, radio, and TV. So if you decrease the units spent in newspaper adverts by this amount of units, increase the radio by 0.19, same as for TV, 0.046, then you have 1 unit of sales increase. So this is how to do multiple regression. Again, I can just say pairs and just see what we are trying to do. Pairs of the right data. So just to do a little visualization. So what you see here now is, I'll just show you what we're interested in at this point. So I'm going to just zoom. So we are interested in sales against newspaper, which is this one, sales against radio, which is this one. So we can see kind of there is a linear relationship between these, but you can see it's scattering all over the place, so it's not really linear. Sales against radio is this one, sales against TV is this one right here. So this is just a pair plot, you can get using pairs. So at this point, I'm going to stop. I'm also going to recommend you practice it yourself to see how you can do it by yourself. Again, you can use summary. Let me just show you. You can say summary of summary and reg data. So you can get a whole lot of other details. No, it's not summary reg data. It's summary of the object. At this point, I'm going to say summary line object. So you have a whole lot of things. For instance, we have the residuals, and we have the standard error, the t-value, and the p-value as well, right? So we are going to be talking about this a little later in time in the course of our tutorial for data science and machine learning. So I'm going to stop here. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed. If you have any challenges in data science or following my lessons, please leave me a comment to let me know.